Yo, what is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. I do really think that one of the potentially biggest stories of this mini offseason between spring and summer split, if it does end up happening, is this whole TSM Spica situation. And I have tweeted out stuff that it is kind of frustrating how little information and little behind the curtain peel back we get in esports right now. It makes it really boring. The fact that in traditional sports, you would hear about this ongoing kind of negotiations between TSM and Spica, throughout the whole year. You'd hear, hey, our negotiations going well. Oh, our negotiations going bad. Oh, when are they gonna negotiate again? All this stuff. So we don't know really where TSM and Spica stand right now. But I have heard a new rumor that I want to talk about in this video today, which could give us at least a little bit more information about where TSM and Spica stand going forward in the future, and potentially a new home for Spica as well. Again, these are all just rumors. Take everything with a grain of salt. Don't, 100% listen to anything I'm going to say, and don't take anything I'm going to say in this video as, 100% fact, or I'm saying it's concrete, or I'm saying it's going to happen, anything like that. Don't be a weirdo. Take this video and my comments for what they're worth, but also drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out the Patreon. First link in the description below. You guys can get early access to all my YouTube videos before they actually go live. Hey, I'm recording like 5 or 6 YouTube videos today. They're going to be up on the Patreon. They're not going to come out till YouTube, till later in the week. So yeah, you guys can check them out early and help support me, my channel, and my content. With that being said, let's get right into this. So Spica is in kind of a weird situation. I talked about this before. Again, he had a ton of value in the past offseason. Everything was a disaster in the spring split, and that definitely hurt Spica's value. It hurt his negotiations as far as an extension. If he wants more say, or if he wants more money, or if he wants more years, or if he wants more guaranteed money or whatever. Hey, he was the defending MVP, and now he just played like a middle-of-the-pack jungler in spring split, and TSM was a team on the cusp of going to Worlds, and now they're a last-place team. So he doesn't have as much negotiating power with TSM or with other teams, but also TSM doesn't have as much power to now sell him off to someone else. He's a less valuable asset now than he was previously. Now, he is still very, very valuable. He's still, we know at his best an MVP player, but hey, is he going to be an MVP level player in summer? Is he going to be an MVP level player again in 2023? Is he going to be a top 3 jungler? Is he going to be top 5? Teams now don't necessarily know what they're getting, and TSM doesn't know what they're getting either. So, they're getting to the point where, do they want to sell low on Spica? Do they want to risk him going into the offseason and getting nothing for him? All these different things, and we've talked about these all before, but one of the weird parts is like, okay, if TSM does want to move on from Spica and they want to go get a new jungler, there needs to be somewhere for Spica to go. And I have talked about how there's not many other great landing spots, but the rumor that I have heard is one of the teams that is expressing interest in Spica. I don't know if this team, in TSM have had conversations. I don't know if these conversations are going well. I don't know if a deal is about to get done. I don't know anything like that. But one team that does seem to be expressing some interest in Spica, again, at least rumored right now, rumor TM, whatever, is Golden Guardians. And I think this is kind of interesting because, again, I know when we, in my last video, when I kind of took a look at the different LCS teams and different LCS options, I think going forward in the future, Team Liquid maybe makes the most sense for Spica. He'd get to play with Bjergsen again. He'd get to play on a high-level team. If Team Liquid could add an MVP caliber jungler to their team, yes, Santorin's great, but Spica's different. Maybe Spica's better in some ways. Maybe he's worse in some ways. I don't know. It would at least be possible. I don't think Cloud9 is going to be replacing Blabber. I don't think 100 Thieves is going to be replacing Closer. I don't think Evil Genius is going to be replacing Inspired. When I look at those top 4 teams, and top 5 teams if you include TSM, if TSM's not an option, then Team Liquid kind of becomes the one that makes the most sense to me. But I don't think that's going to happen between spring and summer. So then you start looking at the other teams, and the next best team, Golden Guardians, they went 9-9 in the regular season. They had the same regular season record as Evil Geniuses, a team that is now going to be going to Houston. They're going to be competing top 3 in the LCS, a team that, during the regular season looked beatable. It's not like, they were insanely better than Golden Guardians. Now, yes, in the playoffs they were better, but say you upgraded Pride Stalker to Spica, and say Spica played at a top 3 level, say he played at an MVP level, could Golden Guardians all of a sudden take their team to being a Worlds caliber team? I don't know. But obviously the interesting thing there is as well, Pride Soccer I don't think was bad in the spring split, but I don't think he was insane. He kind of had a weird champion pool. He made the team play, a weird style at sometimes, and I think he was fine, but, am I absolutely in a state where Golden Guardians needs to hang on to Pride Soccer? No, absolutely not. But also, if you, change from Pride Soccer to Spica, not only do you get an immediate upgrade in the jungle position, in my opinion, you also then free up an import slot. And I'm not sure exactly what Golden Guardians would do, but the obvious answer would be, hey, maybe all of a sudden we want to import an AD carry. And there's a ton of awesome AD carry options over in the ERLs and in Europe right now. And Golden Guardians, rather than importing jungle, if they went Licorice, Spica, a Blaze Olive, import AD carry, I don't know if it would be, Crown Shot, Bean, whoever, with Ole, that is now maybe a team that can compete with Evil Geniuses and Cloud9 and some of these other teams for a playoff spot, or for a world spot, if everything goes right. If Spica's a beast, if they can figure everything out. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Another thing here is that there is some history at Golden Guardians, at least I do believe. I looked up the TSM Academy team because obviously Spica has played on TSM Academy before, and obviously a Blaze Olive has played on TSM Academy before. And for some reason, I was thinking that they had played together. And when you look at Spica, he played on TSM Academy from April 2019. So, he joined them pretty much for summer 2019 until he played summer 2019 and spring 2020, I believe. And then he came to TSM for summer of 2020. And a Blaze Olive played from December 2017 to December 2019. So from April 2019 to December 2019, which would have just been, I guess, the summer split of 2019, Spica and a Blaze Olive played together. So they have some history. They have played together before. They have some kind of relationship. They know each other. I don't know if it's a great relationship, bad relationship, somewhere in between, but there is some history here. Also, Golden Guardians, they have all these memes and history and past of, being the last place team or being the worst organization or whatever. I think they've shed some of that recently. And honestly, when you look at what they've done prior to the pandemic, they had a roster that had Huhi, FBI, and Closer all together. Now, obviously, the pandemic came in, wiped out their funding. They had to sell out their team to 100 Thieves. And then 100 Thieves gets this really awesome core of those three players, and they go on to win a championship, and now they're doing all this crazy stuff. Yes, they did add Someday, and yes, they did add Abadage to that, but that core of three players has been very, very instrumental. And Golden Guardians was kind of the organization that found those guys, put them together. So they are showing to be more competent of an organization. Also, I think Anero is an amazing coach. Again, there's not a lot of great options out there for Spica right now, but Golden Guardians could be a very, very interesting one. And for Golden Guardians, the pandemic is kind of getting to the point where it's over. The basketball NBA, they're starting to sell out arenas again. They're starting to have fans back. So maybe there's a little bit more funding on the Golden Guardian side. Maybe they can actually go out and buy Spica. And again, Spica's not coming off the best split ever. So maybe they can even get him for, cheap-ish, get him for the low. I don't know if Spica would come to them and sign an extension, or if he would just play with them for the summer and see what happens. I don't know, but I'm also kind of getting some vibes of like when Doublelift went to Team Liquid. Team Liquid wasn't a great team. Doublelift comes, saves them from relegation, but then it starts a relationship. They start, talking going forward, and then they end up being, kind of a long-term partnership, but it started out as like a trial period. Maybe something like that could happen. I don't know, but all of a sudden, this sounds like it would be very, very interesting, and I'm not saying it would definitely work out. I'm not saying Golden Guardians is going to Worlds if they get Spica, but I'm saying it's at least interesting, and it's one of the better options available for Golden Guardians. It's one of the better options available for TSM to actually be able to sell Spica and get something back in return for him. And it's one of the best available options to Spica for the summer split, if he doesn't want to stay with TSM or if TSM doesn't want him or whatever. So yes, Golden Guardian Spica might sound crazy and it might sound insane, but also when I start to think about it more, there's a lot of ways this could make sense. And again, I have heard that Golden Guardians is interested. Now, is Spica interested? Is TSM interested? Is TSM actually going to be parting ways with Spica? I don't know all that for sure. But I did want to get this latest rumor out to you guys. So definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Golden Guardian Spica. Do you think it'd be a good idea, bad idea, something in between? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Check out the Patreon. First link in the description below. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.